Alright guys, part one of the Magenta breakdown. I'm just going to show you guys a little bit about the separate parts of the joystick and how everything kind of goes together. First thing you'll notice when you open this guy up is your actuator here. It's a little different than your normal JLF. It is secured with a screw versus a C-clip. That is to hold the magnet, this gold part behind the screw, to the actuator, as that is an integral part of the operation of the joystick. Next up, you've got your mounting plate for the PCB. This just clips right onto the JLF body, just as if it were a gate, because it actually is same size as your standard JLF square gate. And finally, the real part of this guy, your PCB. We'll start on the back, the part you probably won't ever really see. This is where all the magic happens. These sensors here are the magnetic sensors that detect the movement of that magnet in the actuator and convert that into your signals. On the front here you got a bunch of different connections. These two red plugs down here are for 5-volt input to power the joystick. You've got your standard 5-pin harness for wiring your directionals and ground. USB mini, that is for connecting to your computer to program the joystick. And then you've got both a mode button as well as a JST-PH 4-pin harness here, and that is also for switching modes if you wanted to hook up an external button on the outside of your case. In order to do so, you would tap the bottom 2 pins of this harness. The top 2, I believe, are for LED notification if you wanted to mount an external LED to let you know that everything has switched modes. Over here, you've got your power indicators, just letting you know that the thing is getting power. The CPU button, or LED here, will flash rapidly to let you know that it is in programming mode. And in order to set it to programming mode before you plug it into your computer, you are going to hold the mode button here or your external button connected to this plug here. Then you've got 4 more LEDs down here with your directions. Those will light up to let you know what direction you are moving in, as well as they are indicators for what mode you are in, and we will get into the separate modes later on in the next video. But start off in mode 1, push the button, the LED will then flash on the down or second LED to let you know you're in mode 2, push it again for 3, 4, and then back to 1. Alright guys, I'm going to go over to the computer and show you how everything works with the software. Alright guys, here's the software for the Magenta. First box here is your profiles. So with these, you'll notice as I click through them, both the map on the right and the numbers at the bottom change. This is where you store your different profiles, whether it be different games that detect directionals different, or for different types of characters, a Shoto versus a charge character and whatnot. This box here is for default profiles. This is what profile the software or stick is going to boot up into when you first plug it into the system. Over here, active directions. What this will do is enable or disable either the up, down, left, right, or your diagonals. And then there's an enable both. Stick rotation. What this is for is orienting how the software dictates the directions in relation to how you have it wired up to your board. So I have it wired as if the JLF harness was pointing to the outside of the stick. However, I have this rotating at 270 degrees because I actually have the harness pointing downwards. So this will automatically rotate the directionals so that everything is operating correctly. Underneath that, you've got fine rotation. Obviously, the mounting holes on your mounting plate are bigger than the screw, so this will allow you to adjust a couple of degrees in one direction or the other to make sure that everything is true. This here, output map, there are 23 different sections here. So this basically makes your mounting of the joystick idiot proof. You can put left into up, down into right, up into down, whatever it is, and one of those 23 settings will make all of your wiring correct if you cannot get it configured properly with the stick rotation. And then underneath here is where you make all the magic happen. Kind of change where every directional is, sensor pressure wise. You have two options. You can do simple controls, which will just allow you to change the sizes, and then I have it all the way out where you can adjust each direction differently. On the map here, the blue areas is where your directionals start to activate. The red is where your diagonals start to activate. This setting here is how it comes default and mimics pretty much identically your standard JLF. I play Akuma, a Shoto character, and so I have kind of just tweaked it a little bit. I play lap play, I hit direct diagonals occasionally when I don't want to, so I shrunk those up a little bit here in Profile 2. Profile 3 here, this is for charge characters. You've got really wide directionals. Down is pretty sensitive. I have made up very insensitive. You have to almost hit the gate to hit up, as well as your upper diagonals. The down left and down right are somewhat sensitive, but not as sensitive as your cardinals, so that you can have a wide area of play for your charging left and right and or down. As you can see, as I'm moving this, it detects every little minute movement of the joystick. What this is actually doing is taking an analog input and then converting it to digital for play on your systems. How the adjustments work. So Profile 4 I haven't touched, so it is the same as Profile 1, just your standard JLF. We'll click on Simple Controls here so you can just see what that is. You've got your common sizes. You want to move them out, you want to move them in. Whatever you want to do, move the slider up and down. Diagonal size, again, changes how wide the diagonals are. Again, I play lap play. I like my diagonals small so that I don't hit them by accident, depending on how the joystick is sitting in my lap. And then you've got your fine adjustment of your cardinals and your diagonals for the actual activation point, if you just wanted to adjust all four directions and all four diagonals to be the same. If we take it out of simple controls, you will then see up, right, right, down, down left, left, and up left. So you can make it so that your up activates pretty much immediately. You can see just in resting here, the joystick will vibrate a little bit, and it is activating just in rest. Or you can make it all the way up so that it's sensitive. And then as you adjust the common over here, it makes it even more sensitive to where I cannot even hit up at all. Same thing can happen again with all of these. So you can turn off, turn on, make as sensitive, make as wide, as short, every single direction on your joystick. Super easy to use, super cool software. Gotta get you one. It is mind-blowing how much better this is than any joystick I've ever used, and I've been playing since, shit, I was 5 years old in the arcades 30 years ago on stick. It is revolutionary. That is all for today. Should be out in a couple of weeks and in the pre-order guys' hands, and after that, they will be sold out because you all will want one. Get your pre-orders in now. Thank you. Bye.